Just need some help.
Probably. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
maybe, but not
So,
really.
yeah, you paid, Dennis? Yeah, you paid.
Okay. All right, look, it's going.
But I get credit for offering.
Yeah, that's important.
Top of the list.
There you go.
Okay, welcome to the Troy City Council work meeting for August 5th, 2024. Do we do the pledge this one or just those two? Okay. So we'll start with public comments on matters on the agenda. Slim agenda.
Yeah.
So there aren't any, we'll move on to Dollar General. Infrastructure needs to provide service. So I assume there's people here to talk about that.
We need the fire department would really like to see the hydrant out front upgraded when they're putting that in. And as a fire department, their road approach needs to be looked at. It's so narrow coming into where they're planning on doing that parking lot on the main street. We can really get bottleneck trying to get in there.
Are they still planning on, are they still oriented?
Coming in on Sunset and coming into the parking lot that way.
Yeah, so turning off the highway right there at the county shop and taking a left into it.
Okay.
I mean, that's a real narrow exit in on that road there.
No
It's really
turning.
chippy. That's
Yeah.
because our road crew, but it's gonna beat the hell out of that road. So.
And the hydrant they have, that they wanna use, the
It's
one on the
not
corner
advertised.
of Twilight and Sunset, which is an old one. And then they're expecting us to go past the scene, hook to a hydrant, try to get turned around when traffic is there, to come back into the parking lot. It needs to be in the parking lot.
And also it's fed by a 4-inch.
Just that main that's at the county, so they can go off of that.
Is there a newer main in there, Dennis? Or is it all?
Well, it's a newer main, but the T coming off of it is a 4-inch
Oh,
going to the hydrant.
So what we need a hydrant right on the highway in the corner.
That would be the
Correct?
best
That'd be ideal.
Yes.
So you guys could hook
We
there
can
with
tie
the
onto
new,
it, roll in.
yes, that makes all the sense in the world.
But, you know, not on the corner where that street's gonna be, because we're gonna be fighting traffic to try to get to a hydrant. It needs to be
Anyways, or somewhere.
where
right
we
there.
know it makes sense.
well, don't you have final say on that, Dustin?
What's that?
Don't you have final say on that?
I would think so. I do in the county like in subdivisions.
Cause that's what I was thinking, cause I remember subdivision.
I did in the subdivisions, and I'm assuming they gotta ask you guys for the plan when they come in on what needs to be done, so.
Well, yeah.
Well, aren't they working with the state too, with the fire marshal? Is that something?
They probably are, but they should still be talking to the local fire district.
Right.
So, and the city on what they wanna see,
Uh-huh.
because like I said, that hydrant, or Blair said too, that hydrant's not capable of hardly any pressure. You know, so.
And it makes no sense of us passing the entrance to grab a hydrant, try to get a truck turned around and then get back into it. It makes no sense.
Where's which way's the main run? Is it down Twilight?
It comes down the highway, then turns up, and comes up, and then dead ends at Kevin's, and then goes down Twilight.
So it'd just be
And then
basically,
connects to the one going up.
It basically crossed the road.
Couldn't they tie into the one in the county shop right there? Could they tie into that one, come straight across the road into that parking lot?
Well, no, because it's part of the same main.
Oh.
So it's coming off the main on Twilight,
Oh, okay.
or not Twilight, but Sunset.
But the way they have that whole entrance is gonna be a nightmare to try to logistically get equipment in and then people out.
There's another thing that we've been talking about in the fire department for all these new structures and whatnot, we wanna go to the actual knock box. To where if there's a box on the side of the building and we got a key in the cab of the truck with us to unlock it, so we got access to it, we don't have their keys, and the knock box will be recorded when we open it, so, you know, there's no way of us getting blamed for anything that didn't happen, so.
I'm sure you're familiar with it. Libby has it. Almost every town and city in the United States has it. It's been so small here, we don't have it yet, but.
have you talked to Steve over in is Steve the chief over there?
Yeah.
Have you talked to Steve to see what they do, like, with, I don't even know if the Dollar General's inside city limits over there, but see if they had a review, or if they got through them, or whether they have something kind of city ordinance wise that forces them to do that.
I'll talk to them, yeah.
I want to say St. Louis goes all the way to the high school road, don't it?
It used to end at the Venture, but I don't know if it does anymore.
It's a spider web up there.
I would just assume because it's in the city, like the rural, where the city council has the final say on what they want on that kind of stuff. So, but I don't know if you guys can make them fix that or it's gonna rely on you guys.
So just trying to think, we didn't really do much plan review for the town park. So,
Yeah, because that was all through the state.
yeah,
Another issue is the southwest corner, they have it going down into my property for drainage, and it needs to be self-contained. Cause that old manhole,
It is actually.
the
Yeah, the guy sent me a map that shows the way the water flows. It's all gonna end up in a little settling pond by the highway there. Not it goes.
on that back corner, all the arrows show it going down Twilight. Not, cause on the Sunset Twilight side, it shows it going down to Sunset and then going down to that retaining pond. That back corner by my house, it shows the blue arrows going into that drain that's in front of my house that can't.
Oh, I guess I didn't see that.
Yeah, so that needs to be addressed, cause that's gonna flood my place, all that shed off the roof there. And that, you know as well as I do, that drain can't handle that.
Yeah,
much
it
as
does, it
is.
does take a lot.
So,
It already backs up into our house when it rains like crazy.
Does it?
do you have a point of contact for them, Ward? If you have
There
one?
was a guy that he's emailed me a couple times. That was one thing he sent me. It was like a stormwater thing. It was like 30 pages. It was what he had to send to DEQ to approve. But yeah, I've got it.
And DEQ doesn't reach out to us, do they, for,
Because I was thinking, I want to go on DEQ, so- I mean, because they're the ultimate one.
and that's just a dry well, isn't it?
Yeah, the one by their driveway is just a driveway. And it's,
Yeah, that would be
If we-
good.
if we get it- yeah,
no,
we get-
that's including half of the building. just
Yeah,
shedding off.
exactly.
So, cause they have curb and gutter around almost everything else except for that corner they wanted to shed. The way those arrows, I mean, you look at it, the way those arrows, it shows it going down into my
And
house.
they don't have no corner at the back of the building that's piped over or anything, it's just getting it on the street and heading down the street. Like this is-
Might want to just Ward email them back and say, hey, this is just a dry well, it's gonna get overwhelmed. Won't hold it.
Yeah, if you already have issues,
Yeah.
even if they're
Gotta
engineered
know more.
plans, it's not, it doesn't sound like it's right.
Well, the traffic situation alone, I feel like is not gonna work out well, because everybody's going to avoid turning left off of Sunrise onto Highway 2, and they're gonna use Twilight as a frontage road. And our road is so narrow already, it's not even a true 2-lane road.
Yeah.
And they're gonna use that to get to Iron Creek to cut around. Like, it's not gonna work out well for the little kids in the neighborhood.
Plus delivery truck, how are you gonna make that turn with a 53-foot trailer and then try to get in there? It needs to be, your city street is not gonna handle the weight of that truck. I mean, it's an immediate turn and then another turn in.
Yeah, look what happened to
All
our
those
parking lot
axles
for the
driving.
truck delivery, it tears up the road so bad.
Well, I thought it was gonna be a county road, I looked into it, and I was gonna see what we could do about making them pay.
Merry Christmas.
No. When I found out it's not, I'm in great shape.
Well, generally, if there's an upgrade that's needed to be done because of
Yeah,
their.
they should have to upgrade that road.
It's a contractor that's supposed to be doing it.
Right.
At least anywhere I've ever been before. But Troy is unique in the fact that we give everything away and screw ourselves.
Right.
This is the corner of my house, it just shows the shoot straight out.
Have they ever come into the city council and asked anything about it, or?
Nothing, yeah.
That's the retaining wall right there. And then nothing goes-
Might wanna,
So it's-
Dusty,
this is-
maybe get with Steve, find out if they have a procedure or whatever about the hydrant. And then Ward, if you could give that, the guy that's been emailing you, Dusty, contact info.
Well, I can give you guys, if you guys want to talk about it.
And then-
just email too.
Dusty can call him as the chief and say, hey, we have
Yeah.
significant concerns about where the hydrant placement is for fire safety. And they may just be like, oh, okay, you know, so.
Yeah, I can talk to them, I can send on that. I don't know what you guys can do on the road aspect of it, talk to them on that.
Yeah, I don't know, I haven't had that one come up yet.
I guarantee that entrance in there is only 20 feet wide.
Yeah,
That's a mess.
Yeah.
And the way it's got that slight angle when you turn in, when you're coming past the county shop and you're turning in, it's hard not to get in the other
I know
lane.
when I turn a bus in there, I use every bit of that road.
Yeah,
In the wintertime, everybody takes out the stop sign. Or hits the rock that's in the corner.
Or the tree that used to be
Uh-huh.
down,
Either or.
or in Kevin Emerson yard, which used to be Don Darts. Took that right.
Yeah, every winter you can see where somebody slid onto the stump where that tree used to be at the corner.
There was a lot of darkness from that.
Sure, just about dead by the time. Been hit way too many times.
Our building inspector isn't certified yet, right?
No,
For commercial.
they called last week, the general contractor called and I had to refer him to the state.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
David is not commercially certified, so.
Yeah, so the
So-
state would be requiring them to get all those sign offs, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
But I don't know.
So they don't
what
have to
those
ask
are.
us anything about that building as a council, I mean,
Not as the state's the,
Look at the Troy ambulance
Inspector.
one, that was had to go through the state.
wow,
yeah, same with
Don
our
Dart's all
building.
state.
really?
How close is he to being ready to be certified?
We haven't seen hide nor hair of him in a month.
Yeah.
That's cool then.
Stop paying him, he'll show up.
We only pay him when we get permit applications, so. It's very dependent on the buildings, that's going on.
Well, I would think somebody would be able to reach out to the state and ask them what their specs are and what they're doing on it.
There should be a road spec that they're ordered.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But we don't have, we're not zoned, so you can't say that the residential turn into commercial.
Well, there should still be, state or county road specs. Well, if we don't have it, then we'd roll up to the county, if the county has them, if the county don't have them, then we'd roll up to the state.
We got, I think it's 25 foot with a certain amount on the shoulders and all that, we got a road standard.
Uh,
Well, that'd be better than what we got over there now.
Yeah. It would definitely be a lot better, I mean, that needs 10 more feet.
Oh, yeah.
Real easy. In theory, the best thing to do would be.
Then why can't they come off the highway to that? in
They
that
lose too much of their parking lot because of the elevation, I think is why
Oh.
they're staying away from that.
They're planning on that retaining pond, the holding pond out front.
I actually asked that guy, that was one of the questions I asked that guy when I was talking to him, he said the state would run.
Really?
The highway department,
so,
because they, originally that's what they wanted to do, but the highway department said no, so.
well, you know your answer now, no.
And there is a retaining wall right between the two,
I think, yeah, do some privacy wall,
or fence or something.
yes.
And who's responsible for that gap between, are you guys responsible for that piece between the wall and my place? Since that's your guys' sewer line that runs through
Yeah,
there.
we got an easement through there, so, yeah, they wouldn't be able to do anything there.
They wouldn't be able
But as
to,
far as
it's
like
like permanent, but
weeds and all that, it gets so tall for,
still would fall on them, so you just gotta.
Well, yeah, it's their property, we just have an easement through it.
it just created a nice dark alleyway for people to hide and camp out.
Nobody will find anybody till they stink.
or spring.
Are there any other issues with that?
Sorry. You're on camera now, you're on YouTube.
They look like a Georgia crematorium.
Not as the fire department goes, that's the one we got. So,
Yeah, I would think reaching out to the state for the county to see what they already have to do. Because I'm sure there's gotta be.
Yeah, there's gotta be some reason
Regulations
to
in
take care of
on all the blueprints he sent to Ward, and I got a copy of them too, there's not a mention of changing the main road around or anything like that. So they haven't even.
We need to bring that to their attention, I think.
I wonder why state's telling no access off Highway 2.
That amazes me, I don't know why they would say it on that spot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Plenty of line of sight and all that. So,
Yeah, you'd think it's ideal. That was why I
I think it'd be a lot
asked them to
safer.
Yeah.
I don't know if the city can shut down their easement coming off, maybe they can fight between the two and actually make it right. So,
Or state easement.
where they're coming out of the,
Off of Sunrise.
Oh,
onto that road, they could shut, you guys could shut that down and tell them no unless it was fixed. But I don't know how I know on county wise, I've got road approach permits for everybody, and that's kind of why they do it, we have control that way. I don't think the city's ever done anything like a road approach permit or anything like that.
Yeah, because that address has a Twilight address. It doesn't even have a Sunrise or a state address. It's all
Yeah,
goofy
that's
anyways.
Because when you're pits from.
I don't know, we can't solve it right now, but good to know about. So if we're ready to move on, are you ready to move on? Did you want to say something?
Wish the state would mandatory sprinkler systems in these buildings now. That's a,
A lot of chemicals.
people don't think just because it's metal doesn't burn, but you watch videos, Dollar Generals go up every week. And they're nasty fires.
Or is there not sprinkler system?
Because our standard is anything over 12,000 square feet.
Yeah, they
county
build
or
it-
state.
they'll build it
So they
11.9.
build it, yeah, they're like under that limit.
Is that because we haven't adopted the updated fire code at the state?
I don't know.
international, we adopted the international building code.
Well, like
every
the
year.
UPS
But if
building up
we
there,
have-
they built that,
the
they
state
built it
has-
11,900 or whatever the number is.
Yeah.
And then they built their offices on the other side of the wall, so it was basically two separate buildings. And they got out of it.
On the other side of
Is
the
that something the
wall.
city can later in the future put into effect for the city only? A building at a certain square footage, we can start,
Or occupancy or type or.
because that building right there, anywhere else, it would have a fire sprinkler system. And it should, I mean, town pump does,
Yeah.
you know, here we
Yeah,
are.
it's kind of standard now.
Yeah, and it's just, it's a good thing for everyone.
We've talked years ago about updating building codes and so you have offsets and a little more stringent than some of the problems that we ran into, just issues, but we've never gone beyond that, so. But I think that was right when Mr. Higgins passed away too, so we had a void there for a few months.
Another thing, like I said, I'd really like to see they make that, knockbox mandatory on commercial, anything that they want us to make access to.
Yeah,
So especially residential, like Golden Light Manor and all that.
Stores,
So,
any commercial, any business should have them.
Yeah.
Well, look at the hassle we have,
Trying to get a hold of somebody and access it.
look at the hassle we have at the church.
Yeah.
And I'm, like I said, now we get the rural to start that up for gates and all that, so. I'm sure that we can split the cost between the city and the rural on it, so it's not all on one or the other. But I called them today trying to get a price, and I couldn't get one yet, they don't have nothing on the internet with a price to even guess at it. The boxes, I think, range from $100 to $1,300 for the boxes for the buildings.
What it is we have a box in our main truck that has a master key, and that key will fit every Knox box in our town, in our city.
In their whole fire.
And all we
district.
do is call dispatch, say I need this access number, which is the access to our key, and they send a tone over the radio and unlocks it. So none of our volunteers can go in and just get that key and go open it. You have to ask dispatch to release that key, kind of like their gun locks. They have to do their thing, so it's time for us to get the times, you know, they use them everywhere.
moving on, for public comments on matters not on the agenda.
So, ran into Darren Short on Saturday up in Libby, and he asked about the hiring committee. I think Chuck originally asked him to be on that, and, I said I had no idea. And, he also provided some information on the requirement to have a police commission as part of that process. And so Paul, I sent you the MCA on that.
Okay.
And if you could forward that on to the council, so we can sort through that. But since it's an MCA, it looks like we need to have a police commission in place. So for a force, or for any, city or town in Montana with 3 or more officers.
When did you send it?
I said it just a few minutes before the meeting.
Okay. All right, I was gonna say, I hadn't seen it yet. Okay.
Does that police commission people that live in the city, or could be anyone?
I don't remember seeing that. It had to be.
I would assume it's within the jurisdiction.
You were thinking
of the
of
police
the city?
I can't remember. I think it was pretty generically written as police commission, so it covered county and municipalities. So, because I remember Libby going through a process of reenacting theirs and going through that when they had their issues over there last year or so, something like that. So,
Yeah, that would be good to have. Is there any word on the interviews? Do you know, Paula or Sharon?
They're scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay.
You were told they were for tomorrow.
I emailed Friday and I didn't get a response back.
Yeah, I think I saw it finally, sorry.
I knew they were tentatively going to be tomorrow, but I don't know time or anything.
Starting at 3.
Okay.
I don't know who else is supposed to be on it, so.
Well, given the Montana Code of Annotated States, we have to have a police commission. I feel like we should put a pause on interviews so that we're doing things by the book. Yeah. Mhm.
how many interviews are
4. 2 internal, 2 external. Point 3, residents of such city or town who shall have the qualifications required by law to hold a municipal office therein. So they would need to be city
City
residents.
residents, okay.
Do the police commissions, are they the ones that do the interviewing? Are they just like that rural board, like for our fire department?
I think they review to ensure the candidate is qualified. And I'm sure I have it pulled up there, I can't.
I do, but it doesn't really go into any more detail in this specific one, but I can look more.
Yeah, so.
Just says required for any that have 3 or more full-time law enforcement officials.
They're gonna have the duties.
Not in this specific, it probably will somewhere, but.
Yeah, I think there's like a subsection
Yep.
somewhere.
But I will email this link to myself and get working on it tomorrow.
Yeah, it seems like the sooner the better. Just to make sure we're doing everything right. Was there anything else not on the agenda? Is that it?
I don't know. It's okay.
Let's go open the distillery up.
1 hour.
Open the distillery too, you can go.
You have to stop serving.
What size?
Yeah. It's super cool,
Why is it different than a regular bar?
because we don't have a liquor license. We have a distilling license, so we don't have a liquor license.
That's too bad.
I don't mind.
No, the fact that you're limited to like what your business hours would be.
Yeah.
I would think so.
All right, do we need a motion to adjourn?
No.
No, that was that.
Okay, perfect, all right.
Time to adjourn.
Hey Dennis, is the line energized down there?
It's not energized, it's not being used. We ran into a snafu the night we cut our overs. And so we're gonna have to kill the one, now that we've got it energized, everything's working right. And everything's fixed.